In this video, we are going to look at how to do an oil inspection and oil change of your Himac Slasher. Before we begin, please ensure your Slasher is on a level surface. Step 1. Gather your tools. There are 8 items in total we'll use to do the oil change. The first 4 of these items will also be used for the oil inspection. Firstly, you will need a 16 or 17mm socket. The size depends on your Slasher model. This is used to remove the Slasher gearbox cover. Next, we have an 8mm Allen key wrench to loosen the fill level bung. You will also need a 22mm socket for the breather plug fill hole on the top of the gearbox. Now, as some gearbox models don't have a drain hole, we recommend a standard suction gun from any auto store to remove the oil from the gearbox. This is also the cleaner way of doing it. Of course, you need the oil itself, so check your Slasher owner's manual for the type required. And as expected, you need an appropriate bucket or container to put the old oil into. We also recommend having a paint pen handy. This is so you can mark the date of the oil change on top of the gearbox. Now, to protect the Slasher deck surface from spillage and for any cleanup, we also recommend some quality rags to place around the gearbox. Step 2. Remove the gearbox cover. To remove the gearbox cover, put the rags in place and get your 16 or 17mm socket handy. One by one, remove each bolt and washer, store them safely, and simply lift the cover off. Now the gearbox is exposed. Step 3. Inspect the oil level and appearance. The gearbox has a breather at the top, a bung at the side, and drain hole at the bottom. Please note, not all gearbox models have a dedicated drain hole. The side bung also acts as a fill level indicator, so to check your oil level, use the Allen key wrench to loosen the bung and get a rag ready. Unscrew the bung with your fingers, and if oil starts to drip out, then it is at the desired level. If it pours out, then you have too much oil. And if nothing comes out, you can open the breather at the top and use a dipstick to check the level and quality. If the quality is good, then simply top it up until oil starts appearing from the side bung. As the gearbox in this video is new, the oil is fresh. However, if your oil is old or no good, you will notice a change in colour and likely a milky consistency. As there is extra space inside the gearbox, precipitation can build up via the breather, especially in humid climates. As moisture mixes with the oil, it will change and gain that milky consistency. This is a sign you need new oil. Regular oil checks are highly recommended to protect the longevity of your gearbox. Step 4. Extract the oil. We're now going to look at the oil change process. Using the 22mm socket, loosen the breather plug, then unscrew by hand. Get your suction gun and insert the pipe into the gearbox through the breather hole. When inserting, go until you touch the bottom and try and keep it relatively straight. Pull back the handle on the suction gun to extract the oil, trying to get as much as you can. When you're ready to empty the suction gun, carefully remove the pipe and curve it upwards to minimize oil spillage. Transition over to your oil container and empty the gun. Repeat this process until you are confident the majority of used oil has been removed. Step 5. Pour fresh oil in. With the breather plug and side bung still removed, get your oil set up and ready to pour. Your type of oil will be listed in your Slasher owner's manual, as well as the amount required. For example, the gearbox in this video requires 1.4 litres of oil, so that's the entire bottle shown here plus another 400ml. Place the oil spout in the breather hole and fill with the specified amount. If you've put in the right amount, but you don't see any oil coming out the side bung, don't worry, as you should be very close to the fill indicator. As long as your Slasher is level, you shouldn't have any issues. Here we can see the fresh oil has started to appear at the side, so we are all done. Step 6. Put everything back in place and mark the date. Now you simply return the side bung and ensure it is tight. Do the same for the breather plug. Now take a paint pen and mark the top of the gearbox with the date of oil change, the amount of oil, and then sign it off. Place the gearbox cover on, return the bolts until finger tight, then use your 16 or 17mm socket to fully tighten. Your Slasher oil change is complete. Refer to our Slasher pre-operational check video before beginning to use your Slasher again.